If you are having any query, you will raise the hand and resource person will unmute. किसी का कोई query रहा from React tab, you can raise the hand. Yes, roll number 60 you have raised.
Sir, one question, sir, that which file is being shared by Gaurav, sir. So the file is
Yes, I have
showing
just seen it. I will tell him to send it again.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Roll number 77 have some queries, sir.
Yes.
Sir, this is rule number 77, स्वतंत्र कुमार सिंह. कल सर जो आफ्टरनून सेशन था उसमें मैंने कम से कम 5 से 6 बार मैंने जो है लॉगिन किया होगा. मैं कनेक्ट हो रहा था, फिर वो ऑटोमेटिक डिस्कनेक्ट हो रहा था.
मैं समझ गया आपकी जो प्रॉब्लम है. आप मुझे ये बताइए, आप मोबाइल से हो रहे हैं कि लैपटॉप से हो रहे हैं सर?
सर वो मोबाइल था.
जी सुनिए ना, मोबाइल से भी अगर आप हो रहे हैं तो आप क्या करिए, आपका जो जूम प्लेटफॉर्म है आपके मोबाइल के अंदर, उसे एक बार अपग्रेड करिए सर आप.
अच्छा सर.
हाँ, उससे आपका इश्यू सॉल्व हो जाएगा सर. और
सर मेरा अटेंडेंस भी बना था, शाम को मुझे एब्सेंट मार्क किया गया.
नो इश्यू. You can personally message me or you can send it on the group itself also that you were present.
Okay sir. Thank you sir.
But kindly upgrade your Zoom platform.
ठीक. Okay, thank you sir.
No more technical difficulty should be there to you. So resource person sir has joined our cloud meeting. So Bhaskar sir, can we start?
Yes sir.
Thank you sir. All participant camera open करिए सभी लोग. Resource person has joined our cloud meeting. So on behalf of UGC Malviya Mission Teachers Training Center, Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar, Marathwada University, Chhatrapati Sambhaji Nagar, I welcome today's resource person, Professor Bhaskar Sathe sir, to this morning session of this second day of faculty induction program, 24-day long faculty induction program. And I would now request roll number 6 to give a brief introduction of Bhaskar Sathe sir.
Yes, good morning to all. Hello.
Good morning, ma'am.
Yes, good morning to all. It's my immense pleasure to introduce Dr. Bhaskar Sathe sir, Professor, Department of Chemistry. Dr. Bhaskar Sathe earned his MSc in Chemistry from Baba Saheb Ambedkar, Marathwada University. He, in 2003, and PhD in Physical and Material Science Division from National Chemical Laboratory, NCL, Pune, India, in 2011. After 5 years of doctoral experience at NCL, Pune, in 2008, he has joined Department of Chemistry, Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar, Marathwada University as Assistant Professor. He spent 1 year as Fulbright postdoctoral fellow through United States India Educational Foundation Fellowship Scheme. During 2012 to 13, Dr. Bhaskar sir researched at NCL, India and Rutgers, USA at University India has been mainly focused on the synthesis of smart nano material for energy conversion by nanoscale system and their structure property relation. Dr. Bhaskar sir has contributed to patent Indian, 1 book and 3 e-books and 7 chapters as well as 110 journal papers with more than 4,065 citation and 30 H index as well as 70 I-10 index having range of impact factor more than 2 to 32.40. 2 to 40. Dr. Bhaskar is having active contribution in funding research project gained wide recognition from Department of Science and Technology DST. He is co-investigator for DST Shri project of rupees 81 81 lakh. He is also active member of group projects in Department of Chemistry funded by DST FIST and UGC SAP with consolidated outlay of 2.5 crore. He has given more than 100 invited talks, including several popular and plenary lectures in several national or international conferences. Also, he has served as a reviewer for various national and international research funding and fellowship. Dr. Bhaskar Sathe sir has received several awards and recognitions, including Fellow 2021 and Young Association 2018 of Maharashtra Academy of Science, Department of Atomic Energy Young Scientist Research Award in 2015 from Board of Research in Nuclear Sciences, Mumbai, Government of India, and Fulbright Nehru Postdoctoral Research Fellowship at Rutgers 2013. The State University of New Jersey, USA through United States Indian Educational Foundation Fast Track Scheme for Young Scientists in 2013 from Department of Science and Technology, Government of India. Government of India. He is also the active member of American Chemical Society, life active member of Material Research Society of India, life active member of Electron Microscope Society of India, and life active member of Electrochemical Society of India, as well as he has also life membership of American Chemical Society and life membership of Society of Material Chemistry. Dr. Bhaskar Sathe sir is nominated as a Board of Studies in the Chemistry at Deccan Education Society, Ferguson College, Pune. Rajshri Sahu Mahavidyalaya, Latur, Department of Nanoscience and Technology, Dr. Baba Sahib Ambedkar, Marathwada University, Chhatrapati Samji Nagar, Aurangabad, Department of Forensic Science, Dr. Baba Sahib Ambedkar, Marathwada University. He is also research recognition committee member and basic and applied sciences MGM University Chhatrapati Sabji Nagar. He is also nominated as a member on technical committee Pradhan Mantri Utkarsh Shiksha Abhiyan Cell also. Dr. Bhaskar is elected as a Senate member. Dr. Bhaskar is presently professor in chemistry, director Center for International Relations, Coordination Department of Forensic Science, and head of the Department of Nanoscience and Technology at Baba Sahib Ambedkar Marathwada University, Aurangabad. So Dr. Bhaskar contribution is more in research as well as in academic. So welcome, sir.
Thank you very much, madam, for a nice introduction.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. So, first of all, I would like to thanks director of this center, senior professor of the university, Professor Satish Patil sir. Assistant director of the center, my friend Rafi sir, and coordinator of this course for giving me an opportunity to be a part of this induction program. So, as a part of this, I will be talking on two different topics. One is belongs to the research, how to get quality publication, and which efforts we need to put to maintain the quality plus quantity along with good recognition for your research. So in that line of view of line, so I will be talking on communicating research results to peer-reviewed journals, right? Peer review nowadays become a subjective word. The reason why I am saying it's subjective, that in all journals there is a competition and new journals are coming up. Little quality is we can say it's diluted. So that is affecting on the overall quality of the research. And if you are talking about the global competition, the Indian research is not in up to the mark. It's not appreciable, you can say. Even though we are having the quality or novelty work, quality research, we are spending a time. Our youth is very brilliant. So then also the recognition is not much as like United States, even like China. Even the France is ahead as per as the research contribution has concerned. So in that line, I will be talking on uh, which way we are going to contribute to improve the quality of the research, right? So my slides are not visible.
सर विजिबल है, स्लाइड विजिबल है.
Is it visible?
यस यस. पार्टिसिपेंट सर म्यूट है, वो चैट में से बोलेंगे या रेज हैंड करेंगे सर, वो डिस्टर्ब होता है माइक का, इसलिए उनको म्यूट करा है सर सभी. परमिशन आपके पास में सर.
Okay, sir. Thank you. So, but here that slides are not coming. It's okay. It's visible. Then if somebody is having the issue, then let me know. Or any issue related to the presentation or the voice is better you unmute and you let me know, or just you put a message in a chat box. Okay. So outline of my presentation is just I will give the general introduction, why to get why to publish, or the how to go for the scientific writing, why should we publish, where should we get publication, how to construct the overall draft of the publication. So having the internal partition like a title, author list, keywords, abstract, introduction, experimental aspects, result and discussion, conclusion, right? And so meanwhile, I will give some useful tips by putting a line of ethics in a research, right? So if you are talking about the scientific writing and publishing research, question comes, why we need to write it? Writing is a proof of your work, actually, we can say. And that is authorized from some of the publishing agencies, which has their agreement as per as the plagiarism has concerned, or the quality as duplication, whatever maybe things, or even the ethics of or the author list has concerned, right? So in that way, we have the certain guidelines, and that guidelines are very important as per as to maintain the reputation of that firm, we can say, right? So if you are talking, thinking about the writing, it is to be like be realistic about trying to get your work published. The reason why, because keeping result in our hand instead of making it public, it's of no use. Reason why, because see that avoids the overall global duplication of your research, because on the same theme, several many of laboratories actually they may have the same type of approach working on the different aspect. So they will get ideas, okay, so this work is already has that, better to switch on some other work, right? This is one thing. Other thing is very important. If you have published some valuable inputs, that will be the foundation for the next generation which are coming in a research, right? In that point of view, you have to be very realistic about submit your research to the or public research, make your research in the publication form and submit in the quality journal, right? So this is one case which is very important. And your article must be suitable for the journal, and you should be prepared to make it a revision. In short, the writing can be just challenging as like a research. Equally important, which the things I am from the science background, the whatever the efforts we need to put for the optimization of some procedures in laboratory or to make it purify the sample or to do the trial and error of different internal parameters and to come out with the conclusion that so this particular methodology is set now and this because of this we can do this. So that set of internal steps collectively becomes one method, right? So that is actually the painful task. Sometimes we need to spend like a year, sometime more than a year or something like that. So this is the actual fact about the practical work which we are going to do in a laboratory, right? And the equal task is about the writing, because the scientific language is different than what we use means routinely talk the English to the during the communication, because scientific language is entirely different. The vocabulary should be there. We need to read a huge number of publications, so from that the actually that reflects on the your writing skill. And again, we should not hide the things or we should not open the things, so there should have the like line in between where the we have to make the publication, right? So then every line we need to justify it. They should have a certain support for your each significant word which you are putting in a journal, right? So I'm talking about the quality publication. So here my request to you all that you are spending a time, then why not to spend a time for a quality publication? You have the Scopus Index publication, and say to publish a work in a Scopus Index publication requires the same time, but what we used to do, we have the practice to go for the UGC care list. The time required to publish in UGC care list or the drafting, whatever the materials we are characterization, support, everything is same like a Scopus. Then so think a little higher, and accordingly you make it realize, right? So that way, this is the way actually where we can get the idea about the writing a publication. And then writing is very important. That the reason why I'm talking about the it's equally painful. You must work out why you are writing an article, right? There should have a certain question. You have done something and immediately as a protocol you have started writing on that article is not there is no meaning for that. The reason why there should have some interesting observation. You should have a certain outcome which is coming out from the your daily efforts, right? So that extracted data should conclude with some meaningful lines, right? So that is the actual internal motivations to write article, right? You have made a minor but very interesting observation, that is important. You have made a useful advance, that is equally important, because see, you miss like for example, I will let you know, if somebody has set the method for the synthesis of one drug for a COVID, just imagine. But unfortunately, that is goes through the like 8-9 different steps, requires 3 to 4 days to reach the destination of a final product, which is the actual drug for COVID. But somebody has work and they come out with the optimization that the steps, like instead of 8 or 9, the steps 2 to 3 steps are more enough. Instead of 3-4 days, within a day, if you are able to make it, so publish that method. It is nothing but a useful advance. This is not new, but somebody has done, but you have optimized it in a better way. right? You are putting a published information into a new concept. This is again one of the upgradation type of work. The research is of two types. One is the novel research, is entirely different. Somebody has done the vaccination for the cancer, so that will be new one. Till date there is no solution, so that is novel work. Somebody has actually, people are working on that also, right? So DNA repairing is the big task, big challenge in front of the scientists, those who are working in the life sciences. So they are optimizing the things. So if they got something, that is the like a boost in a research. So that is one way to go forward. This is called, and then another one is the optimization. So by considering the cost, wastage of chemicals, wastage of time, wastage of equipment, instruments. So is it possible to make the easy path, cost effective path? That is the way. So this is also a part of research that I want to say here, right? You are putting a published information in a new context. That means it is there, but it is in an optimized way, right? You are synthesizing the information. You are synthesizing the information in a novel way that will be of interest to the others. Your results must be guide how you write and your choice of a journal, right? So that makes the sense. So that's the reason why the people are those who are working in a big group with a big scientist, they have the quality publication, right? This is the routine practice in which we have seen in a research, right? So though it means like people, students who are working here in university, they may have little trouble for to, because the trust will not come. That depends on the laboratory status also. So so that way, you should have the choice of the or there should have the writing style and the choice of journal also, right? So in general, if you are talking about 99%, where should we have the major focus, that I will let you know. The 99% of readers will read only the title, and if little bit more, they will go into the abstract of your paper. And most papers will only read titles. These are therefore the most important parts to get the right. It means amongst the people, scientific community, those who are looking for the routine literature, majority of faculty means like these days nobody is having the major time to take a printout of the publication and start reading from the first word to the end of this. So it's not like that, right? So 99% people will only see the title and abstract. If they feel is of our use, then they will go beyond. Otherwise, they will shift to the next journal, the next paper to read it, right? So this is the actual general style of researcher. So then my question is, my request here is to be like make your publication title very clear, effective, and must informative, right? Most of the people, they means like a title is entirely different than what is there inside. So based on the title and abstract, your editor will decide is we can proceed with this publication or not, or kick him out back. So this is about the why are you writing a publication. So then if you are, once you write it, the question comes of the publication. So if you are talking about the publication, the question comes, why should you publish? It is a good principle. It's our almost a duty to make results accessible to the others. That just now we were talking about So it's equally important that to instead of if you are doing a research, you should not keep your data as such with you. It gives the scientific community a chance to find out about your work. That way, the people are more likely to be able to build on it rather than reinvent the field and duplicate the research, right? So then that's the reason why if you are keeping the data, there is no meaning. And if you have delayed published, meanwhile somebody have already has done, the impact of your work has will come down, or somebody will get object. This work is already has done, or you should withdraw your publication if somebody uh, made the uh, this one complaint against you, right? So this is the one case. Another case, see the to do research here in university or in your college, somebody is paying. Either your college will pay, or your university will have the funding, or the government will support for your research. So then our is prime duty to paying back to them. It is a way to pay back to them, because at the end, research or the impact of research or the quality of research is decided based on the how much your research is important to resolve a certain societal problems. Which way you are contributing to the society, that decides the quality of your research, right? It improves your automatically the recognition in a society. You have the certain recognition based on the your contribution to the society, like this, right? Somebody has means like you may know the Mashalkar, right? Scientist Mashalkar, he has contributed to the society a lot. Turmeric powders example is, you are familiar with most of the biodegradable polymers where the contribution is more. So this scientists, those who are contributing to the society, they have the major contribution actually. So they have the good impact on a research, right? So it improves your, if you are talking about the writing or the publishing, it improves your writing and analytical skill. So after a first publication, you will yourself feel better that I can write any draft. You can make, for first draft, it takes time, but of course, that is the beginning, and slowly you will get the good publication, right? You will attract the useful comments and inputs that you may not have thought of. This will help your ideas progress and improves your further work, right? So during the writing, and you will understand a lot after the interact after getting a comments from the editor and the reviewers from the subject. Again, your article will get build up, and you have the major what you can say, large number of publication, which will the quality publication will come out, right? It gets you and your work known to the wide scientific community, and it will be the good for your career. Of course, not only the contribution in your career, that will be like contribution to your organization also. Because see, you are doing a research in your college, and if the management or the evaluation committee like a NAC, they recognize you, of course, that will be the add-on your organization. Your third criteria will be the because of your contribution only, right? So that way you will get a good recognition. And that is also good for your career. You will get a better position if you get a seniority. Right, having a good record track of a publication makes it easier to attract the funds or the collaborators who may have more funding backing them up. So what will happen if you have the quality publication? What funding agencies are looking for? Funding agencies are observing or analyzing or studying your profile. In that profile, if you have the quality publication which is having the impact factor more than 10 or around 10, so they will see this is the person where the whatever the funding we are giving, that is worth they can consider. So in that way, you will attract the funds. If you attract the funds, you will research will be of a high quality again, and because of the high quality research, again you have the people will attract towards you to do some laboratory work as a collaborators, who may have the more funding backing them up. So by this way, you have the good track record for the publication that makes it easier for you to attract the funds, attract the collaborators, and also because of the collaboration with other laboratories, because of the additional fundings which you have for the instrumentation or the daily routine consumables, you will have the good publication record. So it means this is internally connected to each other. If you have the funding, you will get a quality publication. If you have the quality publication, you will get the funding. On the way, you will get the network through the collaborator or the number of students and all, right? Publication may also lead you to be invited to the peer review, the work of it. See, at the end, what will happen if you are continuously working in a particular area from last 10 years, you will have the quality track in that area. So that track makes you be a good reviewer for the confidential work of either publication or of the funding agencies. So you will be the recognized as a good reviewer in the field. So then question comes, where should we get publication? There are different types of publications. Writing a peer review journal, you can write either book chapter in national or international book, newsletters in a magazine, articles in a magazine, or you make web pages or like a blogs in a media, right? But peer-reviewed journals are arguably the most widely respected avenue for presenting research fundings, right? Publishing in a journal is also challenging. Article must follow the strict guidelines, having the huge rejection rate. Right? It means to get a publication, we need to either, like for some articles, if your luck is not enough, and if you get a difficulty or the data is not sufficient, but we are expecting a publication, that will run around like a 8 to 10 different journals. We need to see if it is reject, we go for the next one. If the rejection from there, go for the next one, like this. So this is the common issue for the publication, you can see. But we have to be very careful during the putting data to the media, because the media people means like you are giving a bite, right? So they are not from the science. So they will write something else. So data will be like misleading, right? So occasionally you can pursue the media to include your work as a newspaper, supplements and articles. Although this route needs to be used wisely, because the wise publicity is there. The media can misinterpret your data, and of course that will be the that is not good actually, as far as the publication is concerned, right? So now the question comes, how to publish? Here is the actual the task, which is in your pocket actually. Publishing work is a challenging faced by every author, but it becomes easier with each new publication, right? So first publication, as I said, it's difficult to make the first draft, but as a student it's difficult, but as a mentor, if you are looking for, you have gone through the several steps of writing, you may have the framing a problem in the publication form, you may have the good idea that to submit an article to the journal and to get the comments and to write the comments in a positive manner. So this where the you have the good grounding as a mentor, so that you can do it, right? So publish a data in uh, or contribute as an article to the journal. We have the good that is one of the good means like a good approach but a difficult task. This must be followed by the last details, or the editor will reject your article straight away if you are not able to make the in a particular format. Because see, there is two different issues where we need to put our attention very keenly. One is actual writing, another is the actual formatting in the particular model, right? So non-scientific work means like this title should have this size. We need to write a footer as the organization contributors names now and the affiliation in this particular size. Abstract is having the different style, main content is having the way of writing a caption is different, caption for a table is also different. We need to write a contribution there, we need to write there is no conflict of interest there. Represent style is different for different journals. There should have the particular means like approach of citing article. There should have very recent article that reflects you are very updated for the literature, right? So these are the actual where there is no need to be a subject knowledge. Okay, here your skill is very important. Skill that comes from the practice. So this is equally important for the publication actually. Another case is the tense, in which tense we should write. There should have the means like the reader should feel. This is like they should feel and they should visualize the article if it's written in a present continuous tense, right? So that is equally important to be. And meanwhile, there should have the scientific vocabulary in that particular subject to make it. Otherwise, what will happen? Manuscript becomes very technical. Readers will not understand. See the papers of see the status as per as the quality research has concerned. The status is built by the science, nature publication is very good in a scientific commentary. Those who are entering in a research, if they are reading that article, they feel they will feel very comfortable. They understand very nice way the uh, articles. Just 1 minute. They will understand the article in a very nicely manner because the language they have written is like this. Simple wording and very easy to understand, right? So this is the structure which you are shown here. This belongs to the actual the formatting of the guidelines, and these days that is publishers made very easy. They have given the templates for the submission, or you can follow the very recent publication from the journal. Both way you can go ahead. Now, if you are started writing article, it is not magical ingredients to this, and it does not necessarily come naturally. We need to be very optimistic. Slowly, you will get build up your structure of the article. However, there are general guidelines which has given on every journals, which means that anybody can improve their scientific writing skills by learning them. Some of the guidelines apply to all writings. Some are just scientific writing, and these are most aimed at improving clarity. So that everything means the style, see, style, which type of work is preferentially taken by the journal, that already information, guidelines to the author is there. Every journal, they have mentioned guidelines for the authors and what they are looking for it, right? Other guidelines are specific to writing articles for the scientific journals, right? So these are the very important as far as the getting started for the writing has concerned. So that help us to build up outline for your article. Outline is very important. The reason why, if you have made the structure, you will be more focused, right? Otherwise, what will happen? You are keep on writing, and at the end of the month, again, you are reached to the same paper, same page. It is like that. So it means the repetition possibility will be more. If you have made the framework, so what will happen? You will start adding the things which is a new one. Each internal partition as a sections, you have the logical description in that place, right? So outline help us to make the logical general description, schematic summary, organization pattern, a visual and conceptual design of your writing, and outline reflects to how much weightage we should give to the which section. That information comes from the outline, right? So an outline reflects the logical thinking and clear classification. It adds the progress of the writing, helps you organize your ideas. It provides the snapshot of each section of the paper with the flow. It represents your material in a logical form. It shows the relationship among the ideas in your writing. It constructs an ordered overview of your writing. It formulates the boundaries and the internal clusters as a groups during the writing, right? So this is equally important as far as writing skill is concerned. If you're talking about the title, that should be the very clear and concise. Make your title very scientific. You know that just now we had a discussion that so titles should be very specific and self-readable. By reading a title, we should come out with the idea that okay, this particular title or the what may be the content in your paper. That title should be the specific enough to describe the contents of whole paper. That should not be the technical, which is makes the limitation only specialists can understand. The title should be appropriate for the intended audience, right? Clear and concise to reflect the emphasis and the content of the paper, right? So this is these are the two examples I am showing here. The impact of smoking on academic performance. This is one title, which title is effective one. Students who smoke get lower grades. This is more clear, right? So I'll give some examples over here, how the titles reflects what is there in a article. So see the heteroatom nitrogen oxygen sulfur based biomolecular functionalized graphene oxide, a bifunctional electrocatalyst for enhancing hydrogen oxidation and oxygen reduction reactions. Heteroatom, that is nitrogen oxygen sulfur based. That name itself says it means what I want to say here, it is self-readable. These are the heteroatoms which are from the biomolecules. Where if we have used this biomolecule is used to make the functionalized graphene. And this system is used as a electrocatalyst for bifunctional, two different functions. One is to enhance the hydrogen oxidation and another is to enhance the oxygen reduction reaction. See, very simple. Everybody can understand. Same thing is there with the other titles too. These are the examples. Just I am giving the example here. Now it's very important as most of the times people makes the misconcept or misconduct in this point, on this point. All those who had the substantial contributions that we need to consider. The person who did not work and wrote the paper is generally listed as the first author of the journal. Of that research article, but generally misconduct in such a way that if somebody is from the relation or somebody is a friend or is not having the publication, is somebody is that type of support, parasite support, people used to give, but that should not be the right way to go for. So author means, see, who has contributed, who actually does the work in a laboratory, that should be the first author. Facilitate the information indexing and retrieval. Corresponding author is having their own responsibility. For the published articles, other people who made substantial contributions to the work are also listed as the authors. Means like some like your mentor's permission before including his or her name as a co-author. That is about the co-author. Co-author should be those who have partially contributed, we can say, either for the scientific discussion or some for the even laboratory work. So that will be the co-author in that case. Moral and ethical issues are very important in this case. Those who are not work, they should not be the contribution to this one by this way, right? Keywords, again, equally important as like your title. If you want to search something, if you just Google it, so that article will come if the keywords are effective. These are what people use when the searching for the articles in a literature indices. Some will be quite specific to your topic, such as the machines or materials you work or on the particular approach. If you have to search X-ray diffraction, so automatically the people have done the X-ray for the different material will come. Little bit specific, X-ray diffraction of graphene. So the only graphene related publications where the XRD people have done, that will come. So that way, graphene oxide, X-ray, if these are the keywords, we can say, they should not be as broad as materials or the devices, right? So broad, if it is a broad, though, then somewhere in a search your publication will be there. There will not be. If little bit target specific, so the priority means like prioritize. Once somebody has put the keyword, your article will be at the top. So this is the way actually the keyword supports for the publication, right? So just I'll show you here. See the keywords, amino acid functionalization. So if somebody has typed the amino acid, so your article will come. Functionalization with the graphene oxide, then your article again needs come. For the electrocatalysis, this article will appear, especially for the oxygen evolution reaction. So little bit specific, but these some keywords are general keywords, right? So by this way, we can get the information. So this is the actual, if you are seeing the author information, the in which capacity we are here as a different authors, that is mentioned. One is the as a corresponding author. Another is the first author as a Vijay. The co-author is the Parag. So these are the actually the contribution towards this publication. That is, author contribution is equally important. As a first author, he designed and conducted all the experiments. He has supported for the synthesis and functionalization work. He has conducted, Vijay has conducted all the experiment and wrote the very first draft of the manuscript. And as a corresponding author, it's my prime duty to be supervise whole project, give them the assigned steps, and is see the writing progress and the correct 3-4 times continuously, and the data analysis and conclusion. That part we have done. This is the like author contribution, you can say. Next, equally important component is the abstract. It is why it is equally important as like a title, because as we have seen in earlier slide, people are not having enough time to read a whole paper. They decide this is worth for our ongoing project or not based on the title, reading a title, and again first paragraph, that is abstract. It is nothing but summary of your research in a short one paragraph, is published together with a research article, giving the reader a preview of what's to come. Such abstracts may also be published separately. Some search engines are there. They publish the abstract, right? Bibliographical source such as the biological abstract, SciFinder abstracts, right, or something like this. Abstract is again equally important for us to get the probable suitable journals for your work. Just you copy the abstract, paste in a Google, and search the journals. You will have the based on your articles. Then we search a journal by pasting the abstract. So you will come the list of the journals, which list where this type of work is suitable, right? So by this way, you have the way to get the quality publication or the probable journal for your work. They allow other scientists to quickly scan the large scientific literature and decide which articles they want to read in a depth, right? So this is the case which we are talking about. Abstract should be a little less technical than the article itself, because they should be self-readable and it's understandable. Writing should be there itself, right? You do not want to disclose your practical potential to the audience from reading your paper. Just state briefly the purpose of your work, right? That should be in a one paragraph, 100 to 250 words, which includes purpose of your work, methodology adopted, results which we have, and the conclusion on the basis of the results. That will be the major part of your short abstract. It is not easy to get all information in just a few words in the form of abstract. Start by writing a summary that includes the whatever you think is important, and then gradually pursue it down to size by removing. First draft, it's okay. You may have the 1 page of abstract. Slowly, it will come to the 50 after reading continuously. Then automatically, it will reduce to the like 30-35% of a page, which is more enough to be an abstract page. Key numbers to impress the to impress the referee. Don't use abbreviations or the citations in the abstract. Actually, this is very important. Reason why abbreviations, if you are there in abstract, the people, those who are not from your area, they will not understand, right? So then that is appreciable if you are putting a full form of any abbreviated word. If you are putting there, it should be able to stand alone without any footnotes. So with this article or this paper publication should be independent from the abstract, that I want to say here. So there should not be any connection. We cannot write in abstract that this in detail you can see in article at this page number or in this section like this. So there should have the complete and effective in 100 to 250 words write up of whole manuscript as a representation, right? This is about the abstract. I will show you some abstract as a reference to you. So this is the abstract I am showing here. So as whatever be the in this work, what we have done, this is about the methodology. This is about the electrochemical studies. This is about HRTM and XPS and some other things that belongs to the material analysis. So by this way, we have the whole information is here in this case. So next part, that is the statement that belongs to the the framework of your text. So as we know, the general framework of majority of article is like this. We have the introduction. We have the materials and methods that we use to see the experimental section. Then the findings as the results. That will come some figures and captions. Based on the result, they should have the discussion and conclusion. So some data, secondary data in the table form, secondary figures that will come after discussion. And finally is the reference. Right? So this is general structure, but the partition are sometimes visible, sometimes is not visible. If you are talking about the convention, there is no internal labeled partition. Labeled partition is there in a full paper. We don't have the partition is like a essay type writing is there in a feature article, cover galleries, right? Frontispiece galleries, even in case of the mini reviews. So then that way, we need to think where we are going to publish it. Even though it's rejected from a journal, one journal, and you are going to submit to the another journal, you spend some time for reorganization the article as they are having a style. Elsewhere are having a different style than the ACS, than the RSA. So we need to work on that in such a way that where we have the particular standpoint, right? In my writing, I average about the 10 pages a day, but unfortunately, they are all the same pages. This will sometime will be critical, difficult for us to get the first draft in time. Continuously, if you are writing, possibility of repetition will come is reflected from the words as given by the great personality, that is Michael Alley, the craft of scientific writing. He said that unfortunately the repetition is the possibility. If you have written a 10 page, you will feel at the end all 10 pages has the same. Major part of any writing assignment consists of a rewriting. Major component. And you should have you should have this particular habit of rewriting, because most of the times we feel once you once we send a draft of your message, after that once you second time if you are reading, you will feel that something mistake has there, that maybe that is what you can say, that mistake we can remove it, but that time the message was reached to the other person. Nowadays there is a edit option is coming in your this one your WhatsApp. So rewriting is the way to get mistake free draft is important, equally important. It's a major task of your any writing. It's still important to do your own evaluation of an article regardless of where you found it. So continuously, if you're writing, you will get the idea about quality of your publication, right? There are ways to see the grammar, spelling, and these punctuations. Is very important when we consider the animals as a whole. Students' paper. So there are mistakes. Some examples I am showing here. So useful tips includes study the journal. Very first, is it what you can say, the work is publishable in that journal, or the line of your work is really in line of that is there or not. That information will come if we have the idea of working on that. If you are reading then you will get the idea that yes, you have the uh, what you can say, the study the journal. So your work is publishable in that journal or not, that information will come from this, right? So another one is use a good English is equally important, and that comes from the way how the reviewers are commenting on your things. Otherwise, reviewers will comment, reject the papers, your grammar is not good, is not up to the mark, or something like that, right? Is bad rather than on the basis of the content. Be realistic, be aware of the value of your research results, but don't overinterpret. This is equally important. The people, those who are evaluating your manuscript, they are there in that field since last more than 50 years. So they understand, is it the data interpretation or data presentation is realistic or not. Be aware of the value of your results, but don't overinterpret them. Tell a coherent story and don't make the sweeping conclusion if you don't have the results to support them. Sometimes people are having the habit to, because what actually I wanted to give the flavor that your whole stories should be realistic. The whatever may be there in abstract should have the connection with the paper. The paper should have the connection with the whole, the core of the body of the manuscript, have the connection with the your, what we can say, with conclusion and supported by the references, right? Don't try too hard to sound important. Don't use uh, heavy words to show the, to make the show. Make sure the title matches the content. That's equally important. Read a lot of papers and come out with a good conclusion that uh, yeah, our then that build up your confidence actually. If you have the quality data and if you have gone through the publication, you have the uh, good idea about the things which is possible for us, right? So different journals cover different subjects. The area-wise, different articles, miss different themes they take ahead. So accordingly, they have the different uh, approaches. Area-wise, the question different subject areas they have published. So accordingly, we need to choose the particular journal, right? We suggest you try and broaden your horizons. If so far you have just published in a national journal, now I will recommend you to go for the international journals, right? Because the time kill is the equally important. Power involved is, because see, if three people are working on a concept, you are going to submit the paper to the journal, which is a national journal, like, or like a UGC care journal. Just imagine along with that three, you are the corresponding author, like four. If four people are spending a time, why not to go for the international journal, which is having a good recognition in a Scopus index. Everywhere people are asking for the Scopus index journal, right? So that's the way, actually, I am expecting you to be upgrade from your routine style. This is about the writing accurately and all the things. Clarity, about the clarity. I don't want to go in more decade. This one. This is about the writing grammatical, right? Use short words. Now we'll little talk about the what in a reviewer point of view, right? What is the case, or which way we are expecting in a reviewer point of view, as per as the, or this point onwards. I am suggesting you something as a reviewer point of view or in an editor point of view, right? What they are looking for it. I will give the overview about the path of your article from the start, from the submission to the getting published, right? Author send articles to the journal editor. What editor will do? Editor send that articles to the researcher. Very first screening is from the editor to the associate editor. Associate editor will little bit technically associated with that work. If editor is having the broad aspect, they are not knowing the technically that much. Is it? So that screening by purgation will be done by the editor. So what associate editor will do? Associate editor will send this article to the researcher. Same subject for the review. From the same subject for the review, because see, you have put the editor's name in a cover letter. Editors something like this, Professor Vijay Fulari, and so there may have this draft down. But what editor will do? Editor will find this article is suited with it, which associate editor, and that they will forward this to the associate editor. Associate editor will do search people which are the prominent people from that area. To them, they will assign as a reviewer for the reviewing. So that researcher as a reviewer, they evaluate the article and they may suggest some revisions. If that is not up to the mark of their level or the standard of that journal, they will reject it. Or if after revision, if that reaches to the state, that will get accepted. Right? It means it start once you start it, author's job is to submit a paper. This side we have after there are several efforts, several times that the author has corrected from their supervisor and all, so that he's reached to the level that we can submit it by that submission. Once that submitted article, editor will see the basic requirements. If the basic requirements are not fulfilled or they feel is not sufficient, they straightforward reject it. If that supports the basic requirement, it goes to assign the reviewers. What that reviewers do? Reviewers review and give this recommendation. It assigns the reviewer to the reviews and gives the recommendation. That recommendation collects, and the collected recommendations, reviewer collect the reviewer's recommendation, and that recommendations will support them to make the decision. If that recommendations are positive, the article will get accepted. If it is a negative, will get reject. If it is again, they feel some revision is we needed, they will ask for the revision. The revision, the paper will get revised and then again submit and again would go to this path. So this way the author, editor and reviewer, such type of path is there. Right? So by this way we have the path for the general submission. Right? So, scholarly journals also includes the editorial. We don't want to be, we should not be the only stuck with the manuscript as a publication. There are the book reviews, including editorials, news articles, and opinion columns, which are not peer reviewed. Article is published after it meets the researchers and editors standards, rejected if not meet. Therefore, the articles accepted for the publication should represent the best research in a subject area. Right? Article accepted for is represent the good subject area. This is the conclusion of the review process. Right? If you are talking about, there is a actual support system where this 5 Ws works. Who wrote this? This is equally important because, as I said, the same work if I have submitted from the Dr. Bamu and same work I am submitted from the IISc Bangalore, the value is different. Right? From where the information is from, this decides. Meanwhile, who is writing this? I am writing as a researcher, or the person like a CNN Rao from the JNCR is writing article. So that is equally important. What is the purpose of this resource? When we the resource published, where is the information from? Why is this resource reliable? So this 5W is very important to decide the standard. If the people are very big, if their resources are very strong. When was the resource published? When it is means like a resource, the support is very recent, then the strength is high. Where is the information from? What is the backup? Which journals you have cited? That is equally important. Why is this resource reliable? So these whole things will count into the quality of your article. So there is a CRAP test that is associated with the currency, relevance, authority, accuracy, and purpose. If you are talking about the currency, when was the information published? The date means very recent date is highly acceptable in literature. Relevance is the information what you are really looking for. Who is the material written for the academics, professional students, or to the general public? So this is very important. There should not be internal limitation only for the students or only for the academics. If the material which is relevance for the info to all the stakeholders, so that is of high importance. Authority who published, wrote, or edited the information is the author and expert or on the topic. This is equally important. Accuracy is the information reliable and accurate. Do other sources verify this information? Purpose. What is the purpose of the information? Is it biased to one point of view? This is these five progressive steps are important for the publication. So what a reviewer is looking for is the evaluating the manuscript as a peer review. These are the internal steps. Establish a general overview of your published paper. Consider the keywords for the discoverability. Differentiate between the introduction and the abstract of your work. Assure that the materials and methods are very clear. Examine results and figures with a sharp eye. Have a solid understanding of the data which you are presenting there. Look for the better clarity from the discussion and the conclusion of the work. Right? Keep an eye out for the references. Know the difference is in reviewing or review. Write a constructive reviewer report. These are the steps, 10 steps we can see as a reviewer to your manuscript. Right. There is another step which is commonly used actually. These days, this become very common because there is a scope. The alternative journals has come. So to make your work in a particular special journal, generally manuscript transfer decision is coming these days. That takes the high impact journal. Your work do not suitable for the particular journal. Editors are recommended that you work submit a revised version of the manuscript to our sister journal like this. So these are the possible decisions which we have seen here. So if transfer to the sister journal means this is more specific, maybe low impact compared to the where we have submitted it. So likewise, we have the author complete transfer forms. Acceptance is not guaranteed to publish your work, but yes, there is a one step ahead. Instead of going for straightforward rejection, they have the one more step ahead step that okay, it's acceptable, but need to be is not a guarantee, right? So likewise. So these days again, one more step is coming up, that is in a publication who reviewed this article, that is coming. So this is the editor who has handled this publication. Who reviewed this? Myself as a reviewer, and one more reviewer from the University of Texas, USA. We too has given the comment on this, has asked for the series of uh, revisions, and after acceptance, this article has published in this particular journal. That is original article. This in I think so is Frontiers of Chemistry in 2021, right? So this is the that way also your what we can say the your expertise will be open actually. Otherwise, the reviewers are hidden reviewers, but these days, open reviewers are coming. Open reviewer concept is coming, right? So here in I will say the scientific writing and publishing research results in design to accompany a practical training workshop that builds the expertise in writing for publication and provides advice on how to publish in national and international journal, right? With this, I thank you for patiently listening. If you have any questions, welcome. I am expecting questions from you now for this section, for this presentation. Next time, we'll take a break of 10 minutes and then we'll be reassemble again for the second session. So the questions welcome, please. Okay, hope I'm audible now. We are leading with a second uh, session. That is, we are going to talk on Fulbright, Nehru, and other fellowships, which are for the exchange from the students of Indian students from India to the United States, or United States student from US to the other countries, including India, right? So, so I am presenting this fellowship. Reason why I am a part of this, as uh, I I was the recipient of this prestigious fellowship in 2012-13. I was in US Rutgers, the State University of New Jersey, as a postdoctoral fellow. Right? There are huge opportunities as a researcher to the faculties, as a researcher to the students, and as a researcher to the students who have completed their PhD also. Sir, namaskar, sir.
Hello, sir. Hello.
Hello. Sorry,
Hello.
there was a call, so I'm not able to. I have made mute. Okay. So, in general, this program is having the very beautiful history. There was a senator, James Willem, who thought brilliantly after the Second World War. In case the mutual understanding is the actual approach to make the people aware, and education is the good right way. So by thinking this, he created a large academic and cultural network around the world. So this fellowship is recognized on his name. He collected the revenue from the rich people and some other NGOs or something like that from the United States, and he started approaching to the different countries worldwide. And especially if you're talking about the India has contributed a 25% and 75% from the US. And this India-US exchange program has started. That we used to say USIEF, United States India Educational Foundation. That is established in 1946. And now, including India, around 160 countries has involved into this. Till date, around 4 lakh scholars since got this opportunity, having different 800 grants annually, 21,000 fellowships administered through this foundation. Right, it's a big network and very quality network, you can say. Right? So, if you're talking about the mission and mission is very simple. It's to promote the mutual understanding through the educational and cultural exchange. Education system here in India, cultural, the things which are already we can say nurtured here in India, is it possible to nurture that is in a United States? That is the actual approach. So that makes the gap minimization in stakeholders from the India and stakeholder, that makes the societal impact actually at the end. So what is the vision there? So to make the education gateway to both sides, clearing house of education information on both, advocate for the India-US educational collaborations that will make a permanent breach. If I went in United States and I have worked for a year, so what I have done, I have made a permanent connection in that lab of that university, of that state. Here in with this country as a India, in Maharashtra, in Chhatrapati Sambhajinagar Department of Chemistry. This is the permanent bridge here. I can ask one or two my students to go and do the research there. Now, I have made the platform. The supporter of a quality in the and access to the education is the United States India Educational Foundation mission, a vision, right? So objectives has made the administration of the Fulbright, Nehru and other fellowships for the India and America students, faculties and professionals. It promotes the dialogue amongst the Fulbrighters and their communities as the outgrowth of educational exchange. As a Fulbright, alumni of a Fulbright, is my prime duty to support those who are applying for this fellowship. I can appeal you all that you can find one or two professors and start approaching them, make a small what we can say, the email, just share your resume, discuss with them continuously, and then you come out with the biodata, come out with the proposal, and that proposal to ask for this funding from the Fulbright. So you will get a funding, and you can be the very easily you can have the exchange with all possible financial support. The beauty of this fellowship is you will get a financial support from both sides, in where even though you are started applying, means once you have submitted application to, you have come back from the fellowship after completion of a fellowship, till that time you will have the financial support from them. They serve as a clearing house for the linkages between the institutions of the higher education in the United States and India through the United Exchange. This fellowship has started in 1946. That time, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru was the Prime Minister from India, right? And the Fulbright approached from the United States as a senator. So they combinedly made the agreement, and the Fulbright Nehru Fellowship has started. Right. Then after that, slowly India has started contributing much, and that partition becomes the collaboration or the contribution becomes equal, 50-50, and some more fellowship has introduced. Then Manmohan Singh was there that time. Obama at that side was then they combinedly Singh Obama fellowship has started. Then especially for the global change, global warming and environmental issues, energies, climate change. The Bharat Ratna Abdul Kalam has initiated the fellowship. Kalam fellowship is also there. So there are n number of fellowships, n number of resources. You can grab these fellowships and go for the higher studies. right? I will give the exposure of what are the possible grants offering this organization. One is the Fulbright Nehru for the master fellowship. So if one of the course is already there in MIT, USA, just imagine, visualize it. So the bunch of students can go to complete that master course there in that place, which is equivalent to here in BAMO. So this is possible. Another one is Fulbright Nehru Doctoral Research Fellowship. Right? So that is for the doctoral studies. Fulbright Kalam Doctoral Research Fellowship is there. Fulbright Nehru Postdoctoral Research Fellowship is there. This is for the postdoctoral studies. For academic and professional excellence fellowships are there. Academic and professional excellence fellowships for Fulbright Nehru, for the master and for professionals also there. For visiting chair programs also there. International education administrative seminars also there. This Humphrey fellowship program, that is for the foreign languages teaching assistant program is there. For the distinguished awards in teaching program for the international students, teachers are there. Fulbright teaching excellence and achievement program is there. Fulbright scholar in residence program is there. So these are the offering different grants where we can go. We as a researcher from either professional excellence, academic excellence, and postdoctoral studies, where we as a faculty members are eligible. We as a research guide, we have some doctoral students working under our supervision. He or she has completed their degree. Then we can ask them to go from these fellowships to postdoctoral research fellowship. If the students are doing their PhD, ongoing student, we can ask that student, okay, you apply for the short term, like 4 or 6, some work is, some of the steps of your proposed work is not possible here. Ask them to go abroad in that laboratory. Ask them to work there. Ask them to make some outcome and come back. Complete a thesis, and then if that student had established the good record there in laboratory, again that professor will ask them to come back for the higher studies like postdoctoral studies. So such type of network is also possible, can make there, right? So then what is the prerequisite that I will just formulate here? Don't underestimate yourself. You have the good high level academic and professional achievements. That is more enough. Proficiency in English language. They should have the English language command, you can say, because their local language is also English. So we should be good listener, good writer, and good speaker also. Means all 3 ways of communication should good in English. If you employed, applications should be routed through a proper channel. If I'm as a faculty, I'm applying, that should be through the proper channel. Not be applying for holding a permanent residence green card in the US. The beauty of this fellowship is that you should learn a certain societal issues there, and that you should come back and implement here. Or meanwhile, you should communicate with the people here in India. Right? The preference will be given to the candidate who have not had an extensive recent US experience. Right? It means those person is already there in some other laboratory in United States, and that candidate have wanted to stay there for a longer time and to get a financial support from this agency. So they are applied. They will not give that. There should have the means like last 3 years that person should not be there in United States. So for them it's good. right? So this is the way actually Fulbright is looking for. It's for the masters. Don't go with these deadlines. This month will be the same. Maybe sometimes the date is same. Year will get changed. But for the masters, that is in a May, the call will get open and you can apply. These are the fields. I think so. Almost all subjects will get merged into the fields, right? Arts and cultural management, economics, environmental science and studies, higher education and administration, international affairs, international legal studies, journalism and mass communication, public administration, public health, urban and regional planning, women's studies, gender studies, and all. Right? It has been motivated to the individuals who demonstrate their leadership qualities, have completed the equivalent of a United States bachelor degree, have at least 3 years professional work experience, and are committed to return and to contribute their communities. This is the things which we are in. So there are a series of evaluations. They call for the interactions. So during that they look for means like a team of Indian like 7-8 people and 7-8 people from the United States, but like around 20 people will be the bunch of it means like they are together evaluating us in a different perspectives. Our social awareness, our social commitment, they will see our professional reasoning will check in the from your interactions, and they come out with this person is good, actually he will learn certain things and will come back, so it's worth to give the financial support. So likewise, so they accordingly they choose and they motivate us for the further studies. Right. In 2024-25, I am talking about, this is for next year. I mean, like 26, they will go for the next year, 26 fellowship. These are the fields they have finalized, like agriculture science, the chemistry, computer science, bioengineering, anthropology, economics, educational policies and planning, energy studies, earth science, history, language, literature, linguistics, material science with emphasis on the environmental applications like carbon dioxide reduction, artificial nitrogen cycle, gas sensors, gas conversions, fertilizers, such type of things, or the climate change, or the renewable energies, solar energies. These are the way where the material science is working for. The mathematical science, neuroscience, right? Performing arts, physics, political science, including but not limited to the international security and strategic studies, psychology, public health, public policy, sociology, urban and regional planning, visual arts, women's and gender studies. These are the what you can say the selected themes, fields. In that we can merge our area of interest. Next fellowship, that is for the doctoral studies, that is for the like candidate can go for the 6 to 9 months from the different, these are the team of people from the different countries. This fellow looks Chinese, this fellow looks Indian, this may be from the either Japan or Germany, Germany or France. These are the Russians, right? So this may be from the Korea. The face says this may be from the Netherlands or the France, something like that. So these are these from the different areas. They entered in US through this fellowship, and they are getting a financial support to work for 6 to 9 months to complete their PhD. Designed for scholars registered for a PhD at an Indian institution on or before November. Right. So this is the case actually. people are working. Means in November, your call will get open. In July, you will get the result, and you will, after that, you should go for the higher studies. These are the Fulbright Nehru postdoctoral studies. Once you completed your PhD, you can have a support from this fellowship for 8 to 24 months. So this is designed for either even the faculties, even the researchers. We have a PhD or degree between July 17, 2019 and July 16, 2023. Right? This is the person who is working on a greenhouse, Samuel Robert Nobel Foundation in Oklahoma. Right? So this is about the Fulbright Fellows. Next fellowship is where it is very important for the academic faculty or academic and professional excellence. This is designed for the faculty, researchers, and professionals, those who are interested to teach, research, or do a combination of teaching and research at a US institution. The duration is 4 to 9 months. The application deadline is 17, it's like a July, right? This is for the those who are working in academics as faculties, means like a dean or the directors, right? Or the director of a school, something like that. And professionals, those who are need a professionals in training from the place. Another one which we are talking about, it's recently started in after, like, I think so, this is in 2018-19, they have Fulbright Kalam Climate Fellowship. These fellowships are offered to build a long-term capacity to address the climate, because this is very a global issue. You might have observed during the pandemic, the climate was clean and the seasons were regularized. This is possible when the people are means like using renewable resources of energy. Unfortunately, we have the dependency as in India. If you are talking about, we are buying this petrol, diesel from other petroleum resources from other countries, and we are burning here. At the end, carbon dioxide is releasing day by day as a passion, we can say, as a growth, we can say. The use of fuel is huge. Carbon dioxide in environment is getting high, and that is indirectly affecting on the climate. Right? So to resolve this issue, to work on this line, both postdoctoral, doctoral, and academic and professional excellence, these 3 fellowships are there, and people can go for either, if it is a master, can go for a semester there in US, and designed for the Indian scholars engaged with the multidisciplinary approaches to global integration for the purpose of conducting a teaching, lecturing, and or conducting research at Emory University's Altanta. Right? So Fulbright Nehru visiting chair program at University of MIT here, designed for the Indian scholars, right? And for teaching, lecturing, and or conducting a research at UMS in Emirates, right? That is filled for the public policy. Duration is of 1 semester. This is about the visiting chair program to the masters. This was the team who has visited through the Fulbright Nehru International Educational Administrator Seminar, designed to provide the Indian mid to senior level faculty and administrators from educational institutions in India the opportunity to experience the first-hand the higher education institution in the United States. This is the team which you have entered in US from the India side. right? This is for a 2-week duration. Another fellowship where again we have the wider scope. This is for the 10-month, this grant, and for the young and mid-career professionals. This is also for the policymakers, planners, administrators, and managers in the government, public and private sectors, and NGOs with a master's or a 4-year professional degree, where for 10 months in these areas can go and come back to the country. This grants covers a monthly stipend, accident and sickness program, means like an insurance for the exchangers per United States guidelines, government guidelines. This is applicable allowances and modest affiliation fees if needed, if any. Means the master student or the doctoral students or the postdoctoral student entered in that university, if they have the library fees, if they have the some other laboratory fees, these fees will get covered from that. They will get the monthly stipend. And as per the government, United States government, they have the your policy support. Round trip economy class air travel from air like agency like Air India type is there. They will ask that agency to book your tickets to the US host institution city to the from home city to the US host institution city. Tuition and fees in case of a master's, if there is there, that they will give us the fees. Even your local transport during coming back and going, they will allow us, right? So if your family is joining to you for more than 80%, I'm talking about duration of your fellowship. So they will give the additional support as a family budget, right? So this is the case, actually, the financial supports which we are getting from there. If you are talking about the review process, it's very time consuming actually, but yes, it's very transparent and very supportive, can say. You will learn a lot from this. Program announces in February. It will be having the deadline till either May to the September, depends on the which call is there. So then they will start their screening of your proposal from the subject expert evaluation reports. They will collect it, and that will be from those who are in May. They will be in June. Then up to the those who has the end date is September. In November they have the evaluation completion. So they shortlisted candidate from the review process and from the screening, they will call for the interview. And this interview will be in August to the December. So then in a December, they will recommend here in October to February. In after December, like you will get the list of the recommended candidates. These recommended candidates will be the partner forwarded to the partner agency to the United States, and that will be the actual. Will get the award letter after February, and they will the insurance of grant terms maybe in 2024 to the next year. And J1 visa processing will start, and you will get the depart July onwards, right? This will be actually the timeline or the process of presentation. Will be from the Fulbright process, Fulbright near process, right? So if you're talking about the past distribution, they look for the geographical distribution. At the same time, they will not take the student from the same university, or they will not allow the two students in the same university at the same time. So they look for the networking in a geographical distribution. Even the distribution is common in a field also. Right? Application must complete an online application by the application deadline. Resources to prepare the application. We have the well organized website, USIEF website, where everything is there. Even in addition to that, they have the frequently asked questions. From that, you will get the information, and that information is more enough to build up your profile or the application, can say. Attend a mentorship programs. See, these offices are there. Office at Mumbai is there, office at Kolkata, Hyderabad, Chennai, even in Trichy. Here, this side, upper side is Delhi, in Kolkata, right? So these offices, what they does, does the mentoring programs at university level or in institutes. They attend. We need to attend that program, and that available. That presentation also available. This is one of the presentations I am presenting here. Reach out the Indian Fulbright alumni. Visit current fellows page. There is a data. If you are searching a person which is from your area, their whole profile is there. I was from the NRC, climate change. That is in a 2012-13 batch. So my profile is there. You can contact me and ask me to support you to find a person from area or to write a proposal from area. So this is possible if everything is there, right? So current fellow or the past fellows page is there. Identify and correspond with the potential US host institution is very important. Actually, we need to find out the right persons for the support. We need a support letter from them. If he got a fellowship, I am happy to accommodate him in my laboratory or in my lab. So this will come from them. View the videos, Indian Fulbrighters, ambassadors of a change of on YouTube. Visit the USIEF Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter pages where the recent updates are there. How to write an effective proposal, research proposal actually, I'm talking about. Provide a clear and detailed description of the research objectives, which is, there should have the clarity. Demonstrate the significance of the project in relation to the Indian, US, and justify your need to pursue it in the United States. What we need? We need a clear idea about objectives. There is should means like what they are expecting. They are expecting a self-readable proposal. We need to demonstrate why you want to go to the United States. Demonstrate the significance of the project in relation to the India-United States and justify your need to pursue it in the United States. Explain how your project can be completed within the time frame. They should have the clear idea. Show how your research proposal fits in with your previous training. Means your expertise should match with the proposal, right? And further future objectives. Mention United States universities at which you would prepare to be affiliated or have corresponded with the stating specific reasons for the preference. These are the ways where the effective writing is very important. Preference, effective lecturing proposals. This is another proposal I am talking about. This was about the research. This is about the effective teaching proposal. Familiarize yourself with the courses on that particular campus where you are going. See their content, structure, pedagogy, and grading. Accordingly, you frame your proposal. Lecturing proposals could be for full courses. There should not be, here we have the habit to complete a course by two professor or three professors together. It depends on their expertise. So that will be not, we need to give the proposal for a full course. Team like teaching or a series of seminars, that also we need to focus on your teaching experience, indicate a range of courses. Third, including teaching methods, mention your role with curriculum development, thesis guiding, and all these things. Attach a sample course outline. We need to frame the sample course outline with a reading list and submit there. Expected outcome, what you are indicated, that indicates how the Fulbright lecturing experience will impact you, because that will be the new experience for you, interaction with the students in a class of United States. So their approach, or once the professor there in India, there in US lab, this US university, how they are teaching, what teaching method they are implementing, how the curriculum they have completed, what is the internal bifurcations, like contribution to or the in a class, how they are managing in an hour, right? So that everything that you should catch, and that the captured information you should implement here. We need optimization. Or meanwhile, what will happen? The professors, young professor there from the United States, they will attend your class and they will learn some things from you, and they will start to modify their methodology, right? New approaches or the plannings, that will be the innovative teaching techniques for them, right? The reference reports includes the people who are familiar with your work and can be people who are familiar with your area of expertise and can provide a realistic assessment of your abilities, as well as the merits of your proposal will be the support person. Means like we used to see the recommendation from the people. What the recommendation will get it? Whose recommendation will be more viable? The person who is a senior person on a good position. Means like I am a faculty from here in this university. If I am giving a support letter to the somebody is not that much effective like people those who are like a dean or pro vice chancellor or the vice chancellor, right? Comment upon your ability to successfully complete the project, seriousness of a purpose, adaptability to new situations, leadership qualities, and resourcefulness and initiatives which we are giving. Provide a copy of project statement and recent CV to each referee. Right? So this are the expected things and the support letter. See, because at the end, if somebody authorized person is recommending you, because at the end, what is that US professor and US organization, they are providing us some money and this space therein. So they are just believing us based on the documentation. So whose documentation is more reliable or the trustworthy? The person who is on a better position, right? Likewise, that is the actual the things can reflect. So if you are talking about the selection criteria, what they are looking for it, they will academic credential and professional ability. This is very important point, because at the end you should get back and make it popularize here in India. Merit of the proposed Fulbright project, the strength of your proposal, need to conduct the research in the United States, outcomes, potential impact, and benefits are equally important. Motivation, seriousness of a purpose, maturity, leadership, cultural adaptability, these are the things which should reflect from that. ability to contribute as a cultural ambassador, because at the end, cultural exchange through education is the motto of this fellowship, right? So that is a particular in line with our area that should come there. Communication skill, of course, they are looking for it. Commitment to the community and national services. This is equally important. So these are the parts they are looking for. So the evaluation of your proposal in the absence and in the presence of you is the actual criteria of a selection, right? So once you fit these things, they will ask you to go to United States and work for some time, right? So this is about the selection criteria. If you fit into this, you will get a chance. 2061 applications were there. This was the data of 2024-25, right? For 24-25, this is in a 2023's data. Actually, the applicants were there in 2023. So 133 nominees, 607% success rate overall, 46% woman nomination is there. Right. This is about the overall data I am presenting for the 23-24 cycle. Statistical, around 289 was the proposals were there for the Fulbright Nehru Master Fellowship. 19 got a chance, where the success rate is 6.6. We have a doctoral fellowship, 539, 37%, 37 candidates has nominated, 7% success rate is there. Fulbright Nehru Postdoctoral Research Fellowship, 670, 33 got a chance, 5% success rate is very less success rate because the count is more. The people, students, those who wanted to go for the postdoctoral studies, this count is very high. Fulbright Nehru Academic Planning Exchange Fellowship, this academic and professional exchange, 334, 35, 10%, means majority will get a chance actually. 10% success rate is more like a visiting chair, and this one. The actually norms are difficult, but we'll have the major chances actually. Those who are, means chances are more to the people as like this. I was from this harder step, like a postdoctoral fellow, right? So you will have the climate change, 5.6, Fulbright Nehru visiting chair, like a 12% rate, right? And the contribution of the Fulbrighters as an alumni is very huge. There is no other, uh, fellowship, those who are having this much big contribution. This is 53 Fulbright alumni awarded the Nobel Prize. Recognizes 53 alumni of the Fulbrighter from the 14 different countries who have been awarded as the Nobel Prize. Right? Just 1 minute. Sorry, it was muted. I'm sorry. So this is the role of a Fulbrighter I was talking about. So these two ladies has got a Fulbright fellowship. They are interacting with this kind lady from the poor family and collecting some information. Same thing is here. This is the Fulbright fellow is from the United States to the India, because this is bilateral program. Student can go from India to US and student can come from US to the other countries. Right? The 50-50 positions are there. So this fellow has come for a short period, like maybe like a year or the 6-8 months. So this supporting under his supervision as a professor, this fellow is working on the optimization of solar panels and will be like technology based work. This is again the community based interactions this fellow is doing, and will get some information to further come out with the conclusion or recommendations to the organization. So this for the textile or block painting based work from the United States to the India. At the Jaipur, she is working on that. This is for the community services. This Fulbright fellow. This again for community services. Kripaya pahado swachh karo or mannamat bhara rakhe or something like that. Collecting the garbages. This fellow, how he is enjoying to serve the food. Promote the Fulbright program is another motto of those who are working as a Fulbright family. So this lady is traveling at different places and delivering a lecture. See the give presentation and to attend the conferences. This is again the same thing. Fulbright in association with the University of Delhi. They have the program that's organized the seminar and workshops related to the field of study and something. Is like an international speaker. See how this lady is from United States, wears sari hair and teaching, interacting with the young future scientists of in a class, right? So the idea is that one or two students from this class, if they initiate for the global jump, is more enough. That is the actual the credit of the Fulbright. So this is the idea to make the exchange of teachers, right? So by this way, Fulbright visiting lecture to the Indian students is there. We have the English teaching assistant Mark Appleton with his students. This is Fulbright research. George Allen in a local wedding here in India is playing a Holi, right? Is for a trekking, right? Application deadlines, you need to put your eyes on deadlines of applications, and accordingly you need to frame your times. You need to spend more time because you should get the positive response from the professor of United States. We should get the enough time for the framing your proposal bilaterally, because they should have the inputs from that professor, what is going on their laboratory, how you fit in their laboratory, why you want to go to US. Everything should reflect in your application. So for that, they should have the more devotion, right? Another information or the support you will get from the website, their staff, the alumni of this fellowship like me. So we are always ready to help you, right? So you have the Wells website, just www.usief.org.in, where you will get everything in on that one single click. So moreover, as a alumni, I am always ready to support you. This is my details. I am a faculty at Department of Chemistry of the university. This is my email ID, bsathe.chemistry@bamboo.ac.in. Right, my mobile is 8275306471. I will reachable on this mobile number, even on WhatsApp too. Right, now the session is open for discussion. You can ask the question related to both session. Okay. I am searching a question in chat box too. Okay, there was a problem with the sound. That was actually the issue of I was unmute. The unmute was the issue. Okay. Okay, any question? Just you unmute yourself and you question. You put a question. Okay. Otherwise, you drop a question in a mark.
Hello, sir.
Yes, please.
Sir, how to identify a clone journal, or how to identify whether we are publishing a paper in a journal, it is not a clone journal?
Actually, the we have the well recognized what you can say the organizations like Scopus, SciFinder, or Web of Science. Scopus, Web of Science are the well defined. They have their list. You can choose from there. Okay. Their impact factor, their duration, who is running that everything is there. I'm sorry. It is unmute. Let me check. It is unmute. Okay. So that will be that the impact factor to the journals, those who are well established, that impact factor is sustainable impact factor. You might have seen in case of the UGC care list journals, you have published by seeing that is in a list. And now once your publication is there in your hand, now that is not even that list. Right? So that case, yes, there is of no use. So then my question is that why to go to that? So you should be, miss, you are spending a time. Why not to go to the Scopus? Little patience we needed. Patiently, if you are approaching, of course you will get it. One question I got from sir, when our English is not good, then how we can publish our research? That is their responsibility. Okay, your English is not good. Okay, they will not look. The primary approach is that concept. If your concept is good, of course you will get a good publication. Their optimization at the end, you might have seen the proofreading. During the proofreading, the rough copy, if they share in a sentence 10-15 corrections they find, they take by their language, they will take care of that. But initially, of course, we need to be at least primary first draft which we have submitted, that should be the up to the mark. 60-70% up to the mark is good. Then they will go for the upgradation of a language of your draft. Okay. How to duplicate? Okay, that's over. Some sector are focusing on the impact factor and some on the UGC care list, which how important. We the status of that journal is very important actually. UGC care, I never I went for that, and I don't want to recommend too. So you go for the good quality journal with a good impact factor. Okay. How old research paper do we use to refer? Yes, you can refer it, but meanwhile you just see the their citation. Who is citing that article, and a very recent citation you can go for that. Okay. I'm not saying you don't refer the old journal, but recent one reflects the whole development in that line. Okay. Where can we find the list? Often we have misguided by the fake links. As the young academicians, we are unable to identify and end up with the getting scam. So see, you can find a list on Scopus. Journal list is there, right? And you will get it. Don't go with the recommendation. I'm also getting every day around 10 emails. You can apply, you can submit your article here. In 1 week, we'll give the decision. The 100% success rate is there, and I don't want to go for that. Right? Just don't go with a UGC care list. Probably in the future, that also will get not considered for even promotion. Okay, by seeing the standard of that. Some publishers from University Gate is also there in UGC care, so there is no meaning actually. Sir, please suggest any funding agency which supports to present a paper in a foreign country. Yes, DST supports for that. Just see for the international travel, they have the grant. Okay, you can go from that grant to the place anywhere like this. Okay, that's good. Any more questions? What about the journal published by respective departments of some good universities? If they are having the association with agencies like elsewhere, Scopus, elsewhere, Springer, RAC, Advance, RAC, so then you go for that. Okay, they should have the connection with this. Means like 3 academic journals were there earlier. It was Indian Science and such type of things. So right, they now has taken by the elsewhere. So they are good journals. Research is global, actually. Don't make it local. That's my question for you. That's my suggestion for you. For paper presentation international, how can we know? Yes, there are emails for the international conferences, or there are go with the good universities website. They have the blinking links for the international conferences. You can ask them. They will see, either they will ask you for the conference international, which like even online presentation also they take. Publication is very important. If your research is of a finding, publication always is a good. And if your research is related to the information, you make a books. Right? Book is the collection of others' research. It's a story, it's a essay writing. Yes, of course, it takes a time. I spent some time to come out with the publication 2 years. But see, my experience says continuously, if you are working on that, if you are taken the suggestion from the reviewer, of course, your work will upgrade. The first submission and article which is published one, if you compare, you will get the idea how much the work has improved. So don't worry with the time. That's my suggestion here. Okay. Yes, private college faculty can also apply for the DST. These days, some special some schemes they have the open for the even private colleges also. They are looking for the proper utilization of the money, nothing else, and the outcome should be the good actually. Okay. Yes, you can do. In 2017, you've done the research in 2000. Can I publish my data? Now, yes, you can. Sir, okay. Wonderful. So, thank you very much for appreciation. Your words are a lot for me.
Thank you so much, sir. And sir, kindly send your PPT, sir, also.
Yes, I will share. I will share to the professor. Rapi sir, I will give the presentation. Okay. Okay, sir, then shall I stop here? Thank you. Thank you very much for patiently listening. I am leaving this meeting.